If you suffer from chronic pain, listen up. I think you guys know that I am a fitness fanatic and I'm always looking for ways to improve my health. That's when I discovered a turmeric supplement called Golden Revive Plus. After taking it for just a few weeks, I started to feel relief in places I didn't even know I had pain. This stuff is incredible for reducing pain in your knees, back, hips, elbows, hands, or feet, and I wanted to share it with as many people as possible. That's why I'm recommending it on my podcast with a special discount just for the Right View listeners. Until August 31st, you can get 30% off of your first order of Golden Revive Plus. Just head over to goldenrevive.com and use promo code TRUMP at checkout. Over 300,000 Americans just like you are already using Golden Revive Plus to get and stay pain-free. Again, head over to goldenrevive.com and use promo code TRUMP at checkout for 30% off your first order. Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Lara Trump Wanted for Questioning. I myself actually have a lot of questions about a lot of things going on right now, so I can't wait to hear what you guys came up with. Let's start. Question number 1. Okay. How many more celebrities are we going to have to see pretending to support Kamala before they trick enough people into making her electable? Isn't that a great question? In case no one has noticed what's been going on, let me break it down for you really quickly. There has been a lot of faux, that means fake momentum built up around Kamala Harris. Everybody wants you to think this is it. This is the big one. We should be so proud as a country to have this woman running for president of the United States. Side note, she actually tried to run for president. Remember back in 2019, didn't even make it fully to 2020, I don't believe, for that election. And she was so unpopular and no one was interested in her or what she was talking to the American people about that they said, you know what, this isn't really for us. And she dropped out before even California, her own home state, had a chance to vote. So they got to do something for her because let's be honest, she has failed upward her entire career. Somehow we know why Joe Biden chose her to be vice president with him. He said, these aren't my words, these are his. We want to choose someone not based on merit, not based on their skill set, not based on the fact that they might be the best person for the job of vice president, based on how she looked, based on the fact that this is a woman, based on the fact that she was a minority woman. That's really gross as far as I'm concerned. I'm a woman. Do me a favor. Don't ever give me a position based on the fact that I'm a woman. Either I earned it or I didn't. And that's it. That's all I need. So they have a problem because people think about Kamala Harris and they say, wait a minute. Wasn't that the border czar? Aren't we seeing right now the worst border situation in our lifetime? And the answer to both of those questions is yes. Kamala Harris was, no matter what they try to tell you now, she was the border czar. Go back and look it up. Go do your own research. You don't need to listen to what all these people in the leftist media are telling you. Go back and figure it out. Yes, she was the border czar. Remember, she was going to go look for the root causes of migration. Remember when she did that? She actually didn't go to the part of the border where you have the biggest influx of people coming in. And so under her watch and under her leadership, I'll put that in air quotes, we have seen the largest number of people illegally coming into this country. So she was the border czar and she failed epically there. Let's look around at what's been going on in this country for the past 3.5 years. You see that everything seems to be trending in the wrong direction, not the least of which lately is the stock market. We're on the verge of a major recession. Some economists would actually argue we are in a recession right now. It just hasn't actually hit us in the way that makes people realize, oh my gosh, this is a disaster. That's because of the Biden-Harris policies. Don't forget that. What was the first thing that these two did whenever they took office? They shut down the Keystone XL pipeline. That caused gas prices to go sky high, of course, took our energy independence away. Thanks a lot. Enriched our enemies like Iran and Russia, allowed them the money to do the invasions and to, start the wars that are going on across the world right now. But it also drove up inflation. You've also seen really abysmal job numbers. Do you know that most of those jobs, there's a big portion of the jobs in those job numbers that we see come out every now and again? A lot of those are government jobs. That means you're paying for them with your tax dollars. We don't want government jobs. We want private sector jobs. That's how you get an economy up and running. So whether it's the border, whether it's the economy that's hurting every single person in this country, whether it's bad foreign policy decisions that have allowed wars to break out around the world. Kamala Harris owns those because she, alongside Joe Biden, made all those decisions. So they got a problem. They got to sell her to the American people. Well, how are they going to do that? It's not like she has anything great to showcase. It's not like you can go back and listen to any interviews of Kamala Harris and say, wow, this is an astute person who understands foreign policy and domestic policy, and I want to get behind her. So they got to create the hype. They got to get the artificial hype machine going, get the media in on it, which obviously they have been over the past 2 weeks. Everybody just shouting from the rooftops. This is great news, Kamala Harris. They got to get, Megan the Stallion to come out and perform to get people into an event. Did you notice, by the way, in that Kamala Harris rally down in Georgia, whenever Megan the Stallion performed, after Megan the Stallion got off stage, you saw lines of people just leaving. They weren't there to see Kamala. This is very different than a Trump rally where every single person there is waiting on pins and needles for Donald Trump to come out. No, Megan the Stallion's done performing. They're out. They're done. So yeah, you're going to see a lot more of that happening. I just want to make everybody aware. Get ready. Apparently Beyonce is going to get on board. We got all these celebs that are going to come out in spades for Kamala Harris because they've got to convince you somehow that you should vote for her. Here's what I want to say to everybody. Listen up, please, and listen very closely, especially the moms and dads out there. They're going to try to sell you on some notion that you should go vote for Kamala Harris because it's historic. No different than Hillary in 2016. This is a woman. We owe it to our children to do this for the future of the country. What a great thing this would be. What a step forward in the right direction for the United States of America to have a female president, to have a minority female president. Can you truly tell me that you're going to be able to look at your kids when we are actually in a recession, whenever we are actually in World War III, when things are dissolving around us and the country that we've always known is absolutely in shambles, and you're going to be able to look at your kids and say, yeah, I voted for this. Think about it, folks. It's a big deal. This isn't just about voting for somebody who they showed you with the jazz hands. Oh, look over here. Look at this shiny object. This is serious. We are really on the verge of a lot of terrible things happening in our country and in our world. And we need a proven leader, someone who's done it before, someone who understands all of this stuff, someone who's not just going to get in front of a microphone and laugh and give you a bunch of word salad, somebody who is going to protect us and give us this country back. It's Donald Trump. So think about that. Talk to your friends about it. This is a decision. You don't have to tell anybody for whom you are voting. You go in that voting booth starting the first day of early voting, get that vote banked, and you vote for Donald Trump. And you don't have to tell anybody about that, but you know deep down you did the right thing for the future of America. All right, next question. Don't you think informing voters to vote early on this platform is important? Oh my gosh, it's like you read my mind and we're just parlaying the first answer right into the second answer. Yeah, I just said go vote early. Did you notice that? Do you want to know why you should go vote early? This is critical if you guys want to win this election coming up on November 5th. My father-in-law likes to say that November 5th will be the most important day in the history of this country. What he means by that, and what I kind of just laid out in the first answer, is that there is so much at stake right now. There is so much that we need to come back from, that we need to get a handle on, that we need to do to rectify the damage that truly the Biden-Harris administration has inflicted upon this country and really the world. And he says that November 5th is the most important day because that's the day that we will actually get the results in that show that, and I'm going to do everything I can from this moment up to November 5th, that Donald Trump becomes the 47th president. Why should you vote early? You heard a lot of things over the last several election cycles that would lend itself to, oh, go vote on election day. I know Republicans like to vote on election day. I got it. I know that people were skeptical about voting early because they said, oh, maybe our vote doesn't count. Let me assure you of something. My job and Michael Whatley, the chairman of the RNC's job, right now at the RNC, our number one focus is election integrity. It's making sure that whether you're voting absentee by mail, whether you're going to vote early, or whether you vote on election day, your vote matters, your vote counts, and only legal American citizens are able to vote in this election. So I want to assure you, your vote is going to count. No matter how it is you cast it, we have pledged, and we actually already have more than the number of people signed up right now. We still can always use more around this country to be part of our election integrity program, protectthevote.com. We will train you to go into the tabulation centers where the mail-in ballots come in, to go and actually work in a polling location, or to be a poll watcher, as many people have done in the past. We want you to be part of the process, because not only does that demystify it a little bit and it puts everybody on notice, hey, we are watching because we are watching, but we're also going to have legal experts. If you're a lawyer out there, you don't have to be trained in election law. Come be on our team. Protectthevote.com, again, is the website. We'll train you. We'll send you out across this country to the locations where we need eyes and boots on the ground every time a vote is cast and every time a vote is counted. So go vote early, because we're watching from the first day of early voting all the way up until the last vote is cast on Election Day on November 5th. What it does for us when you go vote early is that your vote is banked. Then you don't have to worry about it. Look, everybody who's got a kid out there, I got 2 of them, understands it's hard to plan your life when you have kids. You can say, I'm going to wait. I'm going to go vote at 1 p.m. on November 5th. I'm going to get in line. I'm going to stay there. I'm going to get my sticker. And then your kid gets sick and you get a call from school and they're like, yeah, you know what? Little Tommy's got a high fever. You got to come pick this kid up right now. Your election vote is your whole plan is thwarted. So you need to get that vote banked, get it in early, and then please spend that time every day that you can from that moment you cast your ballot up until the last vote is counted, or cast rather, on Election Day. Please spend it getting people out to the polling locations. If you want to be part of that team, TrumpForce47.com. We can help you identify voters in your area. These are Trump voters. These are Republican voters. These are people who may need a little extra push to get them out to the polls this election cycle, but we need everybody to come out and do it. That is how we're going to win this election. And then once we know you've already voted and we don't have to focus all of our efforts and resources on turning out your vote, we can use that money and get it out to our low propensity voters. We can get even more people out to vote for Donald Trump and Republicans down the ticket. Please consider voting early. I can promise you we are looking out for your vote. No matter when it is you are casting that vote from the RNC, it is literally the #1 focus we have right now. So go vote early and make sure that you then encourage everyone you know to go vote. Nothing could be more important this election cycle. Too big to rig, by the way. That's the name of the game. You've asked and MyPillow listened. They're finally bringing you the most requested offer ever. Right now, you can get the queen size premium MyPillow for only $19.98. MyPillow is made with patented adjustable fill, and it adjusts to your exact individual needs regardless of your sleep position. It helps keep your neck aligned and holds its shape all night long so you get the best sleep of your life. But that's not all. Get their 6-piece kitchen or bath towel sets for only $25. The brand new mattress topper for as low as $69.98, and their famous MyPillow bed sheets for as low as $25, and so much more. Go to MyPillow.com or call 800-624-3945 and use promo code Trump to get huge discounts on all MyPillow products, including the premium queen size MyPillow, only $19.98. That's the lowest price ever. Don't delay, order today. Use promo code Trump. Going online without ExpressVPN is like leaving your keys in your car while you run into the gas station. Most of the time, you're probably fine, but what if you come back to see someone driving off with your car? Every time you connect to public Wi-Fi networks, like in cafes, hotels, airports, your online data is not secure. Any hacker on the same network can gain access to and steal your personal data, passwords, bank logins, credit card details, etc. That's why I use ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN stops hackers from stealing your data by creating a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet. You just fire up the app on your phone, laptop, or tablet, click one button, and that's it. You're protected. It's easy to take your online safety for granted until it's too late. Being proactive can save you a lot of future upset and headaches. Secure your online data today by using the #1 rated ExpressVPN by top tech reviewers like CNET and The Verge. Visit expressvpn.com/Trump. That's EXPRESSVPN.com/Trump KLA.com/Trump, and you can get an extra 3 months for free. Okay, next question. What do you find extremely difficult that most people find simple? Oh my gosh, I've never thought of this. You know what I'm having a hard time with? I'll be really honest with you. Cryptocurrency. Nobody sat me down and given me a full tutorial on it. I'm not saying I couldn't wrap my hands around it and really understand what's going on with crypto. No one's taken the time to do it for me. And I would really like to know what's going on there. You may have noticed, where did Donald Trump just recently go? He went to the largest crypto conference in the entire country, maybe the entire world, I don't know, in Tennessee recently. Did you notice that? You notice how he showed up there? What have you heard from the other side of the aisle? I don't think much. Donald Trump wants you to be able to spend your money and use your money however you designate best. He doesn't think that there should be excessive regulations on things. In fact, think about all the regulations he rolled back when he was in the White House, how that helped us unleash the American economy overall, got small businesses back up and running, brought manufacturing back to this country. No different. There shouldn't be excessive regulations, government oversight in things like this. Donald Trump doesn't believe. So I would say for me, maybe not everybody finds it easy to deal with the crypto stuff. It's something I really is way out there. And maybe the AI stuff, it kind of freaks me out. It's not that I maybe don't understand it. I think maybe I do understand it. And maybe I watched Terminator too many times. Just saying. I don't like it. I don't trust it. I don't like that people aren't using their brains anymore to write songs or, essays for school, or there's no critical thinking. It's just type it into, whatever, Chat GPT, whatever it is, just going to spit it out for you. Doesn't sit well with me. I'm making my kids do things the hard way. And so I want everybody else to make their kids do things the hard way too, because I think that's how we become these unique individuals and we actually have things to contribute to society one day. I digress. Okay. Final question. Favorite restaurants in Wilmington? Oh my gosh, we've been here 5 years from High Point, North Carolina. So transplant North Carolinians. Okay. So I worked at a handful of restaurants in Wilmington, North Carolina, and they are still among some of my favorites. There's a restaurant called Brasserie du Soleil. I don't believe it's the same owner anymore. The owner is one of the greatest human beings on the planet. If you know who I'm talking about, you know who that is. I won't blow him up here on on my show, but it's called Brasserie du Soleil, and I helped open that restaurant. And a quick story, by the way, this is one of the most embarrassing moments of my entire life. I got out of college at a time where I think a lot of people were struggling to find jobs. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I didn't have anything lined up right after college. So like a lot of people, AOC, you're not the only one. Guess what? I became a bartender. I became a waitress. I completely appreciate every person who works in a service industry job. By the way, no tax on tips with Donald Trump. Just saying, don't forget that, everybody. I think it was the first night we opened that restaurant, and they had a whole rule where you had to carry everything out on a tray. So people had ordered these one sparkling, one still bottle of water, and they were very top heavy. They were like bulbous on the top. And I carry them out on a tray. I don't know what I'm doing with a tray. What do I know about anything? Carrying them out, and as soon as I go to pour one, the tray kind of tips over, and this entire bottle of water spills on a woman. I think it was the opening night. I think it was my first table of the night. Spills on the woman. Thank God it wasn't red wine or something. But still, full and total embarrassment. And something that I still think about, and those moments you're like, oh my gosh, that was one of those moments. And I'll be really honest with you. That is a favorite restaurant of mine for a lot of reasons, a lot of memories. The food is great there. A lot of the same people, by the way, that I used to work with. Last time I went, they still all work there. And there's a place called Casey's. Now, Casey's is not a place you're going to get dressed up to go. Casey's is like a down-home Southern cooking buffet. And if you are from the Carolinas, maybe Georgia, then you know what I'm talking about. This is a spot where you got your fried okra. I even like the steamed okra. It's slimy and I love it. You've got your collard greens, one of my faves as well. You've got your cornbread, biscuits. They come around with a tray of like fried shrimp or something in the middle of your meal. Here, can I give you some of this? I mean, we're talking about the whole thing. You got fried catfish, sometimes some pig's feet in there. I don't know. Casey's, you ask my mom where I want to go when I come home. It's Casey's. She's always like, well, Casey's isn't open on, I think they're not open on Mondays and Tuesdays. And if I ever go home just for one night on Mondays and Tuesdays, my mom has to break the news to me. I know you want to go to Casey's, but we can't go right now. Check out Casey's. It's on Oleander Drive. One of the greats, one of my absolute favorites. Other than that, I used to work at my uncle's restaurant. It was called Leon's Ogden Restaurant. It is no longer there, I don't believe, but still one of my tops there as well. Good food. It was Greek and Southern food. You can't go wrong there. All right, that's going to do it for us for this episode of Lara Trump Wanted for Questioning. Thank you for these questions. I really liked this episode. Send us more. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and follow, and we will see you back here next time for more of Lara Trump Wanted for Questioning. Nothing is worse than being on a phone call that drops. Nothing is worse than trying to text someone and you can't reach them because your phone is out of service range. And nothing is worse than supporting these major corporations and companies who don't support us. That is why I love Patriot Mobile. They are America's only Christian conservative wireless network. They use every cell tower out there available to all networks so that they have the greatest 4G and 5G coverage nationwide, and they support the causes that are important to us as conservatives. If you go today to patriotmobile.com/Lara Trump and use the promo code Trump, you will get free activation today. Again, that is patriotmobile.com/Lara Trump. The promo code is Trump for free activation so that you can get a great cell plan and feel good about doing it.